Now to one woman's struggle to tell the truth and clear her name. It's horrible enough to be raped, violated in your own home, but what if the police didn't believe you? Here's NBC's Sarah James.
Overlook is a lovely old neighborhood in Waterbury, a small town in Connecticut. It's the kind of place where you sleep safe at night, or so Donna Palumba thought, until one terrifying night in 1993.
It was surreal. I couldn't believe I was in the middle of this.
It was after midnight. Donna was asleep alone, her husband on a rare trip out of town. The children were asleep down the hall.
I remember hearing some footsteps.
She says she looked up and saw a shadowy figure, a man in a mask. Before she could react, he was on her, blindfolding her, tying her hands behind her back.
What happened then? He cut my clothing and he raped me.
Afterwards, he put a gun to her mouth and warned her not to tell the police or he would come back and kill her. Then, miraculously, he was gone. Donna says she ran to her children. They were sound asleep. She had to get help, but the phone was dead. So she ran to a neighbor's who called 911.
He told me if I called the cops, they would kill me.
But after she reported the crime, she says she was attacked again, this time by the very people she turned to for help.
I was sobbing. I was sobbing and crying.
Donna says the lead investigator in her case accused her of lying about the rape and more.
He threatened to put you in jail?
Absolutely.
For what? For allegedly making this all up?
Yep.
Why did police think Donna was lying? It would be months before she learned the answer to that question. In the meantime, Donna was shattered.
I could not eat. I could not sleep. I was completely devastated.
But Donna Palumba fought back. In the months and years that followed, she tried to right that wrong. Along the way, she gained a vital ally. A man in blue who would one day reveal the face of the man behind the mask, as shocking as that would be.
Donna Palumba, good morning to you. I know this is your first time speaking out publicly, using your name here, and it can't be easy. You did not want to see that piece. We purposely blocked it from your view because it's not really over for you.
No, it isn't, and I haven't seen any footage yet, so I thought it best not to show it.
But you wanted to come here to help other people.
Absolutely.
Because what happened in 1993 was essentially you were victimized twice. First by the man who raped you, and then by the police who were investigating the case because they accused you of lying. They said they would arrest you. Mm-hmm. Why did they think that you were not telling the truth?
I gave them no reason to disbelieve me. It was, I think, due to a misinformed person that gave them a rumor, and it had no validity at all.
A rumor that you were having an affair, and so that's what they picked up on.
Yes, yes.
But to pick up on the story, there was one detective that believed in you, Neil O'Leary.
Yes.
He believed that you were telling the truth, and he also believed that this was probably somebody that you knew. Can you tell us about the investigation that led to the discovery of the man who raped you?
Okay. Because of the way the authorities handled the case at the very beginning, there was no photographs, no fingerprints, no anything except for DNA evidence, because I did go to the hospital. And so
that was the one thing the police did, right? Actually.
They did.
Right.
Actually, the female officer that was there that night, urged me to go to the hospital, and so I did. So that being the case, it was very difficult to, solve. So years went by, but Chief Neil O'Leary, who you mentioned, has always believed in me because there was no reason not to believe in me, and he always would look to see if there was anything that could possibly connect it. 11 years later, the perpetrator attacked a 21-year-old co-worker. She was able to flee, thank goodness, and he started thinking, and that's what led to him at the arrest of the 21-year-old asking for a DNA sample. And we
O'Leary asking for the DNA sample.
Absolutely,
right?
From the person that was arrested. And a couple months later, we would find out that it was a match.
The man's name
is John Regan.
And it turned out he was someone that you and your husband knew. He had been in your home.
Yes. He had been in our home. He'd never acted inappropriately. It was someone that we would never even think about to be a suspect in the case.
And then to find out that he had gone on to assault and attack other women. How did that make you and your husband feel, realizing that he had been out all this time
Right.
doing the same thing to other people?
It was shocking. And that's why, you can't go backward, you can only go forward. So we want to take what's happened. I've learned a great deal from this experience, and I've met amazing people along the way. Dr. Henry Lee resampled the evidence in my case. Of course, Chief Neil O'Leary is a hero. For him to connect the dots after 11 years is absolutely amazing. And so I'm working with these people now in the legal, in the law enforcement, the medical field, along with unbelievable business people. The president and the vice president of an organization that we started, Jane Doe No More, are brilliant business people with nonprofit experience. So together, all of these people with victim service people, we're all working together to assure what happened in my case doesn't happen to future victims.
And you want to make sure that victims do come forward and tell the authorities.
I want to make that clear, Meredith, because it's very important to come forward and tell the police. Even though I went through what I did, had I not done that and gone to the hospital, the case would not have been solved, and he could have been out there. Right now, he's behind bars where he should be. You
were, in terms of the court cases, you were referenced as Jane Doe, and now you have this website, Jane Doe No More.
Absolutely. Yes, because it's a personal decision. For me, it's the right time to come forward. My children are older, and the reason why I've been able to come forward easier is because my children were spared. They slept through the whole thing when it happened that night. And my husband's been wonderful. I have an amazing family and support system. So I want to take those resources and the people that I've met along the way and help others now.
Are you sort of reclaiming yourself by releasing your name?
I am, and I want other victims to know that they have done nothing wrong. It's not their fault, and it doesn't diminish who you are. And so it's become part of my healing process.
Donna Palumbo, thank you so much for your efforts and so much for your courage in coming out today.
Meredith.
Thank you. You can see much more of Donna's story this Sunday night on Dateline at 7, 6 Central Time, right here on NBC.